Welcome to the show. Sergeant Richard Lloyd, Public Information Officer for the Santa Rosa County Sheriff's Office. With me here, I have Sheriff Johnson.
Hey, good to be back. I'm glad you're really excited about the show.
I am. I'm really excited.
I can tell by the way you started out. Hey, I'm Richard Lloyd,
I thought that
Santa
was
Rosa County Sheriff's
upbeat.
Office. Wait for it. I'm not done.
Sorry.
Santa Rosa County Sheriff's Office. Welcome to the show.
It wasn't that bad.
It was pretty bad.
Okay, I'll watch it. And
Okay.
I will.
Perk up a little bit.
I will. Usually I am.
Okay.
Just a lot going on. Let's get to talking. First and foremost, Sheriff is. We have a new campaign coming up, which is Florida Move Over Law, and this is important to us.
It's very important because, I do a lot of traffic stops, and I do them on roads where the speed is pretty high, i.e. I-10, 87, 98, all those roads. And when we're off to the side of the road, we try to go to the passenger side of the car to talk to them, just because some people don't know about the Move Over Law. And what the Move Over Law says, if it's a tow truck, if it's an ambulance, fire truck, or a law enforcement vehicle, you have to move over to the opposite lane. So if you're in the slow lane and we're off to the right, you have to go to the fast lane. If you can't because of traffic, you slow down to 20 miles an hour below the speed limit before you pass us.
I got to tell you, in Santa Rosa, a lot of citizens follow this rule.
They do.
And it's thankful because it's a very dangerous environment for us to be in.
Well, our problem mostly involves people traveling through the county. Tourists, going to Destin or whatever, and they don't know that it's a law, and they'll pass by doing 60. And, if you're on the driver's side of the car talking to the person, giving them a ticket or a warning or whatever, they can get pretty close. And that's scary. And then add in texting and all this other distracted driving stuff, and then that's what you get. You get fatalities occurring. So
I happen to know of a deputy that was doing a traffic stop and was hit in the back with a side mirror. And boy, did that hurt.
Yeah, it's bad.
Next up is October 20 through the 26th is National Teen Driver Safety Week, and we're reminding parents to just be careful with your teens, have conversations with them.
It should be National Teen Driver Safety Year, okay, not just a week. We put on the Teen Driver Challenge at the Sheriff's Office. We do it on Saturdays. Check our website for upcoming classes. You can put your teen in there, and we show them defensive driving techniques and different things to avoid accidents. And it fills up quick. So when you see a class pop up on our website, you got to get in it fast. It's totally free. We don't charge anything. And you drop your teen off with us, and they stay 4, 5, 6 hours sometimes, and they learn some really good skills to be safe on the road.
And they get to drive one of our patrol cars.
Yeah, but don't get too excited. It's one of the Impalas, so it's not like it's a Hemi Charger. So don't lie to them and say it's going to be a lot of fun. So,
can you come by and bring your car one day?
Not for them to drive, no. My car scares me. It's an all-wheel drive Hemi Charger, and it scares me sometimes. So yeah, teens, they're not getting in the car. No.
So Sheriff, what can you say about how distracting driving affects not only you but everyone around us?
Well, it affects everybody around you, because if somebody's texting on their phone and you're in the lane next to them and they're not paying attention, they come into your lane, that's going to cause you to go off onto the side of the road, probably overcorrect when you come back, causes a lot of accidents. So, and as you know, we have a texting law now that actually has some teeth to it. Before, we couldn't pull you over, we could drive up next to you, look over, and if you were like this texting and driving, we couldn't pull you over. We had to have another violation. But the Florida legislature fixed it, and now we can pull you over if we see you with your head down while you're driving, whether you're reading a book or whatever, and you laugh about that. I stopped a guy on Highway 98 probably half a year ago, maybe 7 months ago, reading a book while driving. I'm not kidding. Not kidding.
Hey, Sheriff, my favorite was one time I was driving down 98. There was an individual that had a towel on. He had a cup of water and a razor and was dipping it and shaving as he's driving.
Yeah, I'm not shocked. I've seen just about everything you can see. It's pretty scary.
Amazing.
It is.
And that's Highway 98. But we will pull you over for that.
Yes, we will. And we will give you a ticket.
Here's a feel-good story for us. And we know Nick Hubbard. Sheriff, take it.
Yeah, Nick Hubbard, he's been battling a really, really bad form of cancer. And 26 years old, and this guy just, bad luck story. He gets hit with this, and he goes through chemotherapy down here in Florida, and it doesn't work. And they said, hey, look, we got nothing for you. We've heard of something up at Johns Hopkins up in D.C. that may help you. So we took him up there. One thing leads to another, and you know, they give him a bone marrow transplant. They say it didn't work, and he calls me and he's pretty upset. The bone marrow transplant didn't take, and you know, he's down in the dumps. Well, about 2 weeks later, I get a phone call from him saying the doctors don't know how it happened, but they gave him a PET scan and he's in total remission.
Wow.
100% cancer free. Matter of fact, they had to do 2 PET scans just to make sure. And he is back here in Florida. He got a house out in Pace, and I think we have a picture of him mowing the yard, don't we, on Facebook?
I think it's the that and probably the $5,000 assist through Homes for Heroes.
Yeah,
Remember
Homes
that?
for Heroes. Yeah, I gave him $5,000 because, you know, he's been out of work. Medical bills tend to pile up, and so they did a great thing and gave him a $5,000 check. And what great people. They do so much for the community.
Absolutely.
It's just crazy.
We had an interesting arrest. Last week there was an individual that decided he was going to sit on the side of the road up in J and shine a green laser light at motorists that are driving by. And as we all know, that is illegal for aircraft, but it also applies to motorists and drivers and vessels.
Yeah.
So on October 12th, this individual was arrested for this brilliant scheme. Apparently he was just bored, had nothing else to do, and he was shining that light. And the point is, Sheriff, as you're driving, you get that light in your eye. It's going to blind you.
Yeah, and you know, that's just a hateful thing to do. And I mean, you know, you got to admit, Mr. Bingham there that got arrested, he's not going to be a first-round draft pick by NASA. Okay, when you're sitting on the side of the road and you're just trying to make people wreck with a laser, that's one, hateful, and two, stupid. And he realized that, but he did get a reward. He got some free nights at the Milton Hilton.
There you go.
Which is you know, our jail's a little crowded, but it's still nice.
The
relatively.
food's not bad.
Food's not bad. I mean, it's not. I got a call from a lady a couple days ago saying she was complaining her son had to sleep on the floor at my jail. And I said, well, we're overcrowded. And she goes, well, I don't want my son sleeping on the floor. I said, he doesn't have to. Tell him to quit breaking the law. He can sleep at home in his own bed. It'd be great. It'd be good for me, good for him. Free up jail space. I'm happy.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Wow.
I'm like, too sad.
We hear it all.
That night, I almost didn't go to sleep until my head hit the pillow. It was pretty bad.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you hear it all, I guess.
Yeah.
We had a cookie drop. Wow, I can't believe that. We had a cookie drop. This was a really cool program that's put on by the United Methodist Church of Milton. And the cookie drop is they decided to go around law enforcement agencies and drop off a whole bunch of cookies for law enforcement officers. And this was really great, called Operation Cookie Drop. I mean, how could you resist these cookies? They were really good.
They were good.
And
I heard they were good. I didn't have any.
Well, I just brought them to your office, so you can't blame me for not bringing them.
I'm trying to not lie to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do this. Let's go to a quick commercial, and we'll be right back.
Have you ever laid in bed and wonder what your future is going to be like? I do, and I often wonder what it's like to be a deputy. How would I look in a uniform? What's on that belt? What's the car look like inside? Who would I work with? What's it like to help others in need? What's it like to fight crime? One day, I'm gonna know.
It's a dream come true to become a deputy for Santa Rosa County. It was one of my goals I had in life, try and become a deputy before age 30, and I did it. I always wanted a brother. Now I have a ton of brothers. You know, we're always having each other's backs. And that's that kind of close-knit family that you just can't get in any other kind of job. I'm patrolling Paradise. I work where people come to vacation, and that's amazing.
And welcome back. We were just talking about the community support that we receive. And the question for Sheriff is, how does having our community support help us in how we do our job?
Well, you know, it's a lot easier to work in a county where you know you get the support than it is the opposite. So I've had somebody from an agency close to us say that he loves driving through Santa Rosa County in his patrol car because when they wave at you, they wave with all 5 fingers. So our people love us. 95% of our citizens love us. The other 5% we deal with all the time, and they're not going to like us no matter what because we take them to jail. So.
And speaking of that, we're hiring.
Yes, we are.
So we have some open positions available. We do. 4 dispatchers, 4 detention. We have 18 sworn law enforcement deputies.
And that comes out of the 16 new positions we're getting this year. So if you want to be a deputy, now is the time.
Absolutely.
And we have, I don't know how many on the list to be hired. It's a pretty good amount, I think, but still apply.
Yes.
And we love retired military, and we love anybody who's had military experience because, you know, they come with that discipline already instilled in them. So
Absolutely. Huge supporter of our local military.
Oh, yeah.
We also have 1 fiscal affairs clerk, 1 human resource, and we still have that incentive, Sheriff.
We do, $3,000. So what happens is, as soon as you get hired, you get a portion of it, and then once you get off probation, you get the other part of it. So I never got any kind of incentive to get hired.
Did they have incentives back then? If you have any questions about getting hired at Santa Rosa County Sheriff's Office, I want you to call our friend Heather.
And before we get to the number, I want you to be very observant because next show, these might not be here. So just keep an eye on it. So okay.
It's all in jest.
Go ahead with it.
Call our friend Heather in charge of HR at 850-983-1201.
I didn't mean to get you flustered on that one.
No, I'm
Sorry
good.
about that.
I'm good. And she will be able to answer all your questions for you. And next up, you know, you just said before the break, I can't believe it's already almost Halloween. And
It
that
is.
is going by quick.
It is. It's you know, in January I will have been sheriff 3 years,
Wow.
and it seems like I should be about 3 months in.
That
But
went by very quick.
yeah, it did. Trick or treat safety. Let's talk about that though, because there's going to be a bunch of kids out there roaming
Yes.
around, and oh, it's scary because you have a lot of people who take their kids to other subdivisions to trick or treat. So now you got cars driving around the subdivision, kids darting in and out. So just make sure to pay special attention if you're driving, and if you're walking your kids, make sure number 1, you are very, very cognizant when crossing the road, and 2, have something reflective on you or your children to make sure that people can see you. That's
Walk
my
safely.
tips.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. When I worked evenings, I remember driving around, and it's very difficult to see kids if they're dressed in
is.
black.
It is.
Seems to be a popular color, but put something on them, one of those, what do you call those, Siloon lights?
Yeah.
Anything that lights up so we can see them.
And also now, back when I was trick or treating, back, you know, like 30 years before you were born, you know, we used to go on horseback, but then every once in a while we'd walk. But so when we're walking around, we didn't have to worry about people looking down at their phones and walking into traffic,
Yes.
or people texting and driving, which you do now. So if you're going to go out, make sure don't pay attention to the phone unless, you know, it's a very safe environment, i.e. you're on a sidewalk and your kids are up at the door and you want to check it real quick. Yeah, it's great. But not crossing the road, and definitely not driving a motor vehicle.
Absolutely. Carry a flashlight with you and just leave it
Yeah.
on.
Yep.
So this year's gone by fast, and we're approaching also the holiday season, and you know, Christmas is around the corner. I haven't started Christmas shopping. Have you?
No. I usually start around December 23rd
Well, you got to capitalize on Amazon.
when I stop. Yeah.
I mean, it just comes to your house.
Yeah, but my problem is my wife will answer the door and open it.
Oh, okay.
See, and I'll say, "Don't open it." She'll be like, "I won't," and then
It's open.
I forgot. And so.
So we have a lot of families that'll be traveling around, you know, having extra
do.
guests. You know, one of the things that we're always talking about, and Sheriff, this is a shocker for you, is unlocked cars.
Really?
Yeah,
We have a problem with that?
We do. And don't leave your packages out in the open, and leave your car unlocked, because that seems to be a welcome invitation for thievery.
It is. And if you have a bunch of packages, put them in the trunk if you're going to leave. If you know, just put them in the trunk, and that way nobody will look inside and go, "Oh, look, a laptop," and bang, bust a window.
Yes. So it's the holiday season. Just be very careful and cognizant of that.
Very careful.
And next up, Sheriff, I'll let you take this one.
Oh yeah, Roman Jackson family golf tournament. So Roman Jackson is a lieutenant of ours, and his wife just got diagnosed with cancer, and it's a pretty bad form of cancer. So she's going to be out of work for a long time because of the extensive chemotherapy she has to have. So what we're doing is we're having a golf tournament, and all the funds raised will go directly to the Jackson family to help them since she's going to be out of work. And it's going to be November 22nd at Hidden Creek. And we're going to start putting out flyers, and also you'll be able to get it off our website, and you can do anything from just putting in a team to being a sponsor, a corporate sponsor. Any kind of donation is accepted, and we really do appreciate it. And it goes through our 501c3 at the Sheriff's Office, which is the Sheriff's Mounted Posse. And so if you want to send in a check, just send it to the Sheriff's Mounted Posse, and we'll take care of it. But this family needs our help, and you know our motto at the Santa Rosa County Sheriff's Office, nobody fights alone. It's a team battle, and so we're planning on raising some money for this family.
Absolutely. Couldn't happen
at a worse time, holiday
exactly.
season, and just...
You took the words out of my mouth, and the best for the Jackson family. Great people. Erin, she's a great lady.
She is.
It's just really sad, and we're going to be sponsoring the tournament.
We are.
Holding it.
Well, actually, Phoenix Coatings is going to be sponsoring, the main sponsor, but yeah, we're putting it on. We're going to be doing all the stuff. We're going to serve a lunch and a dinner. So you eat lunch, golf 18 holes, come back and eat dinner, and we're also going to have some prizes. We're going to have trophies for first, second, third place. We're going to have some auction items. It's all kinds of stuff. So it'll be a good 4 or 5 hours if you want to come out, and it's going to be a shotgun start at noon on Friday, November 22nd. I'll be golfing in it.
Are you playing?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Maybe I'll play, if I can.
Everybody at Hidden Creek, make sure your cars are in the garage.
Come on, it's not that bad.
It's pretty bad.
Let's do this. We got a lot of stuff to go over in segment 3. Let's go to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay, sir, this is the citation for speed. However, I did give you your break, but you need to do me a favor, slow on down, just because of the fact that, it is dangerous out here speeding right here. So do me a favor, slowing down. Whoa! Slowing down. Whoa! Wow. That's the reason why you got to have a move-over law in effect to save somebody's life.
Hi, I'm Santa Rosa County Sheriff Bob Johnson, asking you to please remember to move over so all of us can come home safely.
From that first day when I started hearing stories about what law enforcement actually, entailed, I was hooked. I'm very involved with, being on the SWAT team. It's my niche, if you will. I take pride in what I do. And my wife grew up in Santa Rosa County. I have, 2 children, one on the way. I try to be the best husband and father I can be. Hopefully at the end of the day, it'll make me a better cop as well.
I am Michael Ramirez, and I am proud to be a Santa Rosa County Deputy Sheriff.
And welcome back. Our favorite part of the show, the wanted fugitives. And if you have any information in reference to any of these individuals, contact Santa Rosa County Crime Stoppers 437-STOP. And remember, the show is recorded, so some of these individuals may already be in jail.
And our jail is currently full, but we will make room for these people. We don't mind. We'll make room.
Let's go, Sheriff.
First up on the hit parade, Kody Wayne Blackwell. He's wanted for charges of fleeing and eluding law enforcement with disregard of safety to persons and driving while license suspended. He's a white male, 30 years old. He's approximately 5'7", 140 pounds with red hair and blue eyes.
And next up is Kevin John McCormack. And Kevin is wanted by Milton Police Department on charges of grand theft, less than $5,000. Kevin is a white male, 51 years of age. He's approximately 6 foot tall, 300 pounds, brown hair, and brown eyes.
Benjamin Wayne Ritz. Benjamin is wanted for possession of synthetic cannabinoids, and he is a white male, 25 years old. He's 5'6", 155 pounds with brown hair and blue eyes.
Next up is David Thomas Cutts. David is wanted on charges of possession of a controlled substance without a prescription. And David is a white male, 35 years of age. He's approximately 6'1", 180 pounds, brown hair, and brown eyes.
John Braxton Ward. John is wanted for VOP for manufacturing liquor. You don't hear that one often. John is a white male, 54 years old, 5'11", 170 with red hair and hazel eyes.
And next up is Jennifer Faye Donald. And Jennifer is wanted on charges of order revoking bond, knowingly driving while license suspended, possession of a controlled substance without a prescription, possession and or use of drug equipment. And Jennifer is a white female, 37 years of age, 5'3", 240 pounds with blonde hair and blue eyes.
Alicia Diane Well. She's wanted for a conditional release violation, grand theft of a motor vehicle, and theft less than $10,000 from a victim 65 years or older. She is a white female, 42 years old, 5'6", 170 with blonde hair and blue eyes.
And next up, Cori Zachary Kernut. And Cori is wanted on charges of public order crimes, engaging in contracting business without a license. And Cori is a white male, 24 years of age. He is 5'7", 150 pounds, and brown hair with brown eyes.
James Leon Freeman Jr. James is wanted on charges of burglary to occupied structure and theft, second degree, first offense. He's a white male, 46 years old, 5'9", 270, with blonde hair and blue eyes.
And last up is going to be Robert Edwin Smith. And Robert is wanted on charges of trafficking amphetamines, 14 grams or over, possession of controlled substance without a prescription. And Robert is a white male, 39 years of age, 5'9", 130 pounds, with blonde hair and maybe shaven, and blue eyes. So if you have any information in reference to any of these individuals, you can be eligible for a reward of up to $3,000 through the Santa Rosa County Crime Stopper program.
And it's totally anonymous. Nobody knows, including us, who you are.
Absolutely.
We don't know your phone number or anything, and you can get a big reward and don't have to testify.
Absolutely. While we have a few seconds, Sheriff, there's several ways, the 437-STOP, SRCCS.com. You could also use a P3 application, download that to your phone, and you could also speak two ways with investigators, which is a great way to do it.
And it's all anonymous.
$3,000. Let's go on to the next one.
Okay, go ahead.
We had a really cool thing happen was it yesterday? Where one of our sergeants, Sergeant Smith, who's in charge of the K-9 unit. Great story. So apparently he had been going to this restaurant and people buy his meals. And we talked about that earlier, Sheriff. And it's just really amazing how much our community gives our law enforcement. So Sergeant Smith decided he wanted to give back. So he went out, spent $100 of his own money, bought all these gift cards, and went out and handed them out to the same restaurant.
Hey, nice.
Really great gesture, and Sergeant Smith says thank you to all the individuals that have paid for his meal. He just wanted to give a little bit back, so that was a great thing.
You know, and that happens so often. Even with me, I'll go in, and you never know who it is. They always come up and your check's been paid, and you're like, well, who? I want to go thank them. They've already left or whatever. So what great people we have in Santa Rosa County.
Awesome.
It's just awesome.
Love it. We've also had a series of vehicle burglaries this week off Avalon and Shooting Star Court in Milton.
Yep, I just saw a shift report on Shooting Star where a guy came out in his driveway this morning and there was a hooded figure in his car and he pulled a gun on him and the guy ran off. So, yeah, we're going to get him though. Just a matter of time.
Yes, and lock your cars.
Lock your cars.
We had the J robbery where 2 suspects have been identified.
Not only identified, I got a call from Captain Davis yesterday who runs our CID, and he said that they're in custody and have confessed to the crime. So that crime is solved.
That is great.
Yep.
But unfortunately, we are still working on the GameStop. Yeah, so that's the purple individual that we highlighted. You could also go on our Facebook page and Santa Rosa County Crime Stoppers and look at that photo. And if you know this individual, there's some cash reward out there for you.
Yep. Yeah, there he is right there.
Yep. So we like to call him Barney around the office. But if you know him and you're aware of who wears clothing like that, just give us a call.
Yeah.
Sheriff, another trend that I just heard from our crime analysis unit of something that has been happening, and this trend is really to use caution when you're purchasing items through Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace, any place that you have to meet folks.
Yeah. And you know, the reason being is there's a lot of counterfeit stuff going on out there to begin with. But if you're going to meet somebody to purchase something, always go to a lighted place, a well-lit place that has cameras, like Walmart parking lot. Everybody lives near a Walmart. Unless, I guess Jay, not so much. But even Jay, you can pick a place that's well-lit. And if you can, take a friend with you. That's always another biggie, because you don't want to get up there and get robbed, number one. And number two, you know, these people, a lot of people put stuff online that they don't even have, or it's not going to be what you expect it to be when you get there, and then an argument ensues, and next thing you know, bad things happen. Yeah.
Never agree to meet at your home. That's a big one.
No, yeah. Never at your house.
Go to a local restaurant, like Sheriff said, find somewhere else to go. And with that, if you decide to post items that are for sale, make sure your house isn't in the background or any personal items that can easily identify where you live.
And a big thing too is if you're selling something and you're taking pictures in your driveway or whatever, cover the license plate, blot it out, do whatever you have to do. Don't leave your license plate uncovered. There's just certain things you can do.
Good point. I didn't write that down. That's a really good point.
Yeah, well, I see that every once in a while. You go on some place like that, and they'll be in their driveway, and you see the tag right back there, and it's like, that's a no-no.
Also, avoid wiring or accepting MoneyGrams or checks through the mail, because what happens is they wire you. Two different scams we've seen is one is they wire you too much money, then they want it in return, and second is they send you a check try to pay in advance, and then it always ends up being a scheme of some sort. So just be very careful. Try to deal only in cash as well.
Yeah, that's the smartest thing. And checks. I'll tell you a quick story of what happened to me. So my wife used to, this is a few years ago, she doesn't do it anymore because of this very incident, but she used to mail checks in to pay for various things, and she put one in the mailbox, put the flag up. Somebody came by, took the check, washed it is what we call doing it, but it makes the ink go away, filled it out, and by the time we got a hold of our bank statement and everything in the bank calling, $600 I think was gone. So that's another little tip too. If you're going to pay somebody, don't put it in the mailbox with the flag up. Don't put a check in there because that's no bueno.
It always seems like somebody's coming up with some kind of new scheme.
I know. Well, criminals, they don't have a lot to do. It's not like they're working really hard at their job trying to think of ways to break the law.
Yeah.
Most of them are sitting around the house not paying taxes and waiting to come victimize somebody.
Absolutely.
No.
Sheriff, anything else?
No, I was just so glad about the Nick Hubbard thing.
Yes,
I just don't
absolutely.
even know what to say.
Absolutely.
So, that's
really
a great
glad.
thing.
Do you know when he's coming back?
I talked to him the other day. He came to my office and we had a nice little talk. He's hoping to come back on light duty, which for us light duty is you're a deputy sheriff, but you're not wearing a gun. You don't drive a county car. You come up to the office in your own car and you do work around, usually in evidence, paperwork back in CID or something like that. So we're going to find him something to do. And then it'll just be so good having him back around the office.
Absolutely.
And
We need
then-
to get him on the show.
We do. That's a great idea. I didn't even think of that. I think next week,
Yeah,
or
you're next.
Yeah, next session that we have here, we'll bring Nick, and that'll be great.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Folks, thank you for joining in. Sheriff, thank you for coming
Yeah.
again, and we'll
My
see you on our
pleasure.
next show.
Play with the rabbit ears.
Reports incredible.